after the Second World War, 1949, Italian ship, and it was called the Sebastiano Caboto, by myself. I thoroughly enjoyed it because my favorite food is spaghetti. And that's why I used to get spaghetti 3 times a day on the Italian ship. Yes, it was a nice holiday. Yes, I came, the reason why it was because I lost my father during the Second World War, and a brother of mine, 21 years old, and the rest of the family, 1 brother and 2 sisters. They had trouble getting work, and because I decided I was a high school student. I was at the age of 17, and because I liked education, and because I wanted to become a captain in the Merchant Navy, right? I did not have the financial support to go to the academy. So my uncle, who was a resident of Australia in Brisbane, through the Red Cross, found our family, and he actually decided to pay for my ticket to migrate to Australia. Being a young person at the age of 17, and being with you through the war and your family, right, not old enough to be independent, was actually a challenge, because I was a student, and when I came to this country, my uncle had a business, and I decided to work with him, which actually it involved running those days a milk bar and a fruit market. And for me, it took a while, with a lot of, because of the climatic conditions and one thing and another, and missing family. It took a while to actually get used to the chance in my life, because of the having to work in those kind of businesses about 12, 14 hours a day.
Yeah.
Yes, and at times I had my thoughts about, if I made a mistake, or so. After a little while, I actually decided, because I needed to earn some money to be able to support my family back in Greece, I had to actually make up my mind, and I decided that the only way to do that, I had to make the best of what I have here and work pretty hard. I came across a lot of opportunities to actually change my style of life, which I did not agree with. So I continue on working ever since then, until I stopped at the age of 70. Greek culture is altogether different to the Australian culture.
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot of things I disagree. I disagreed those days, and I still disagree. But there's a lot of culture, part of the Australian culture, that I got used to, and I like. But as I say, first of all, was being brought up to the Greek Orthodox Church in Greece, and which is actually, it's the majority of the Greek population, so about 90%.
Yeah.
And coming to Australia, what I did notice that, you know, the different religions that existed here, right? And, you know, that sort of gave me a lot to think about. I had the opportunities of perhaps changing my religion, but because I was born and baptized in the Greek church, I try to remain, you know, and believe to my beliefs. The other culture is that I noticed the Greek culture. I was always, because I was the youngest one in my family, actually my whole family supported me, even though my other family, sisters and brothers, did not have the opportunity because of the war to have the education. They tried to actually help me get some sort of an education. And that's what I ever since think that it's very, very important, you know, that actually family culture is very, very important. So just a religion, a lot of other things I disagree with this country is that I had the opportunity of coming in contact with people that wanted me to go to the races.
Yeah.
And that's where I think willpower actually overcame that. I decided that when I came all the way from Greece to Australia to better myself in something that I did not want to get involved. And the other thing is that a lot of people couldn't understand my way of thinking, is that a lot of people wanted me to go and have a few drinks at the hotel. And to me, as I was walking up a place called Wynnum in Queensland, every time I walked outside past a pub, I just could not stand the smell, not let alone go inside. See? So at the end of the day, actually, it helped me actually to continue my beliefs and financially, because it was the only way to be able to actually save enough money to look after my family, plus save to later on go into business because of that. In some ways I do, but in my heart, in my soul, in my blood, I'm still Greek.